What do you do? It's an inevitable question to just get a picture of who you are. When people ask my kids, they just answer, doctor. And there you go. I'm defined by one all encompassing word. Doctor has weight to it, right? But it also has hidden meaning, a debt often paid with health and well being. This rigid persona was my whole identity for years, and that one definition held me back from following my gut and my passions. Who am I now? I'm a physician who is also an entrepreneur and a coach and a podcaster. I want to show my kids we're never defined by one career choice. I am now malleable. I am a shapeshifter. Does your role as a doctor hold you back from following your passions and dreams? Today, I talk about redefining that definition of self and becoming a shapeshifter. Find the full transcript and more resources for physician moms at inspiredmommds.com/30. You're listening to Inspired Mom MDs with host Cindy Van Prague, helping physician moms take back control and prioritize what matters most so they thrive in private practice and at home. Hi, and thank you for joining me today. I let the word doctor define me for far too long. It's no secret physicians work hard. They signed up for it too, right? Well, no, not all of it. There are so many hidden clauses to that contract that medical students unwittingly sign. They strive for a career in medicine with the promise of helping others and making a difference. A gap exists between the idealized expectations of a medical career and the often harsh realities that physicians face. Imagine signing up for a marathon. You know it will be challenging, but you're prepared for the physical demands, right? However, once you start running this race, you discover hidden obstacles, stormy weather, a lack of support from people on the sidelines, and you may have suffered a stress fracture in your foot, and surprise, you're going to lose that toenail. What? These unforeseen challenges can significantly impact your experience and your ability to finish the race. Now, back to the physician career as the marathon. Doctors know it will be demanding, just not aware of all the hidden challenges. These hidden obstacles can include excessive workload, administrative burdens, long hours, emotional stress, and the constant pressure to provide perfect care. Lack of support is ever present by feeling undervalued or invalidated by institutions or colleagues or even patients. These unforeseen challenges and obstacles aged me. I could almost imagine my telomeres shortening abnormally fast as I defended my role and stayed the course in medicine. And for those listening who haven't heard of telomeres, well, first, I should say telomeres, that's how it's pronounced in America, but I say telomeres, so bear with me. But they are the end cap sequence of DNA that's on our chromosomes, and they shorten with age. They somewhat define how long we live, and they can be affected by lifestyle changes. Despite feeling my telomeres shortening, I kept doing it. I kept working, knowing the harm my daily life inflicted on my body. I was defined by my role as an anesthesiologist, and I couldn't change that, right? Not after all that sacrifice. I felt I should feel honored to practice and not yearning to leave or step away or cut back. As I got older, my body just couldn't keep up, and more importantly, neither could my mind. My satisfaction with my return on investment was just not there. It wasn't worth it anymore to bleed out all of my energy towards being a full-time physician. Because now I was also a wife and a mother and a daughter who had to support her parents. Life changed, so should I. And I did. Best decision ever. I finally stepped back from my practice hours to part-time. I added a fellowship training in integrative medicine, which had called to me for over 10 years. And then I added integrative coaching after having a life-changing turn with having a coach myself. I follow my passions now. I also keep up with taking classes because I can. and the topics are fascinating. In truth, I'm actually busier now than back then, but it's different. I call the shots, I create my schedule, I plan in time for myself, and oddly, being busier is less stressful because I am so much happier. How do you loosen that rigid definition of being a doctor? You can change or adjust to new passions or values. Your definition of who you are that you formed years ago should not hold you back. You can shapeshift, become more adaptive to your new body and age and interests. Here are 3 ideas to get started. These ideas can help redefine yourself to a happier you. The first is acceptance that we can find fulfillment beyond medicine. As much as smartphones are distracting us from real life, they do have enormous benefits. One of those is community with other doctors. In my own experience, I have run across multiple groups of physicians with interests outside of medicine. They may want a side gig or just to get out partially, like me, or just leave altogether. You choose and you will find a group to support you. They're out there. Knowing all these other doctors existed with the same thoughts as me and desires helped me accept that I wasn't crazy. I realized I can follow my passion even if it doesn't involve the nuts and bolts of medicine. I accepted that I wasn't happy and I did have an option to change. I could embrace my wide range of interests. Now, that second idea to redefine yourself is a willingness to just take a step towards happiness, and that comes from within. So my comfort zone in medicine was great because it was predictable, almost like snuggly and warm. But I was unhappy, so what good did that do me? Stepping outside of my comfort zone feels risky with the unknown and all those what ifs that pop up. But choose your hard. It's either stay and be unhappy in a predictable path, or feel uneasy and take a step towards following your values and your happiness. Some doctors do seek support. Those physician groups are one place, but they also can ask for help from friends and family or a therapist. A support system can provide perspective and a way to process these emotions and develop strategies for coping with the stress of change. So a third idea is to rewrite your definition of who you are. It's important to recognize the value of hard work, regardless of external validation the word physician receives, though maybe less so these days. Don't get me wrong, for years I did feel good when people would be impressed with my career. I felt appreciated. I learned internal validation was more important. And someone else's reaction to my career neither elevates nor diminishes my hard work. Truthfully, I am much more impressed by the people who figure out how to follow their happy. And I know they're telling the truth because you can see it on their face. They are passionate and smiling and exuding this youthful energy. You know, they have long telomeres. They're flexible. They are shapeshifters. You are not defined by your 21-year-old self. Your worth isn't tied to that single career decision you made. If you're sacrificing your health and happiness for a job position that just doesn't align with your goals, maybe it's time to change something, no matter how small. Your journey is unique. Trust your instincts and make choices that prioritize your happiness and fulfillment. Your worth isn't defined by those past choices. The sunk cost fallacy can make us feel obligated to stick with something, even if it's no longer fulfilling. A sneak peek, tune into episode 31 for a deeper dive on the sunk cost fallacy. In summary today, accept you can find fulfillment beyond your current role. Be willing to take a step towards that happiness and clearly define who you are today. You have permission to change. You can learn to mold your life to a new definition of you. Become a shapeshifter. Don't forget to join me next week for another dose of support and inspiration. And until then, take care of yourselves and take care of those who matter most. It's time to take control and thrive. Thank you for tuning in to Inspired Mom MDs. Please share with other physician moms and leave a review if you found value from this podcast.